Now, yesterday I shared about a video why I think we are starting to see a divide in the property market. A market where some properties continue attracting strong demand while others are starting to slow down. And quite a few people ask me the same question, why is this happening? So in this video, I want to share what I personally think is causing that divide. Because I don't think we are in the same property market back in 2020 anymore. Now back then, almost everything just moved together. Whether you buy a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom condo or even any HDB flats, there was a good chance that you have made money simply because the overall market was moving up. Now the tide was lifting almost everything. But today I think we are entering a very different market, and part of the reason comes from understanding the government's position. Now from the government's point of view, property prices cannot keep moving up at the same pace forever. Now at some time, affordability becomes a concern. And that's why over the years, we have seen various cooling measures introduced to slow things down. And when a market slows down, something interesting happens. Because not every property moves together anymore. Demand starts becoming more selective. Buyers starts becoming more selective as well. And that's where I think the divide begins. Take larger homes, for example, landed homes, larger 4-bedroom and even 5-bedroom units. Now these are still attracting strong interest because many families are looking to upgrade. And generally, there are fewer of these homes available. Now, on the other hand, when you look at certain smaller unit types or property types with much more supply, buyers naturally have more choices. And when buyers have more choices, they become much more sensitive to pricing. And that's why I think entry price matters more than ever today. Now, in fact, recently I was viewing several 4-bedroom condos in Punggol with my buyers, and one thing that stood out to me was the level of demand. You could clearly see the number of buyers viewing. You could clearly see the number of competing offers, and the interest was obvious. And that's what made me reflect on this changing market, because demand today isn't flowing equally across every property type anymore. So if you are a buyer today, I think there are two things worth thinking about. First, understand your finances clearly. Second, understand the type of property that you are buying. Now, if you are buying into a segment with a lot more supply and competition, then your entry price becomes even more important. Because one day when you decide to sell, you may be competing against many similar units. And that's why I think one of the biggest mistakes today is assuming every property will perform the same way over the next 5 to 10 years. Because we might be entering a market where demand matters more, selection matters more, and understanding who your future buyer matters even more than before. Once again, Gainer here. Hope this video benefits you. I'll see you in the next video.